This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have the chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Part 1. Part 1. A man is calling a community education center to inquire about enrolling in a cooking course. First, you have some time to read questions 1 to 6. Now listen and answer question 1 to 6.
Good afternoon, Maplewood Community Education Centre. This is Natalie speaking. How can I help you today?
Hello, I'm interested in signing up for a cooking course you're running. I saw the notice board flyer at the library, and I wanted to get some more details.
Absolutely. We offer a few different cooking courses depending on your interests and experience level. Are you looking for something general, or do you have a specific type of cooking in mind?
Honestly, I'm a complete beginner. I've never done much cooking at all, so I'd prefer a basic course, maybe one that covers essential kitchen skills.
In that case, our Cooking for Beginners course would be perfect for you. It's one of our most popular classes and is aimed specifically at people new to cooking. It covers basic food preparation, knife skills, safe cooking techniques, and simple everyday meals.
That sounds ideal. How long is the course?
It runs for 6 weeks, with classes every Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. The next course starts on Wednesday the 12th of October.
Okay, I can make Wednesday evenings. Where are the classes held?
They're held in our teaching kitchen at the Maplewood Centre on Holloway Lane. That's just opposite the post office, if you know the area.
Yes, I do. It's about a 10-minute walk from my flat.
Great! We provide all the equipment, aprons and ingredients, so you just need to bring yourself and a willingness to learn.
Perfect. How much does the course cost?
The total fee is £90 for 6 sessions, or £75 if you're unemployed or receiving any kind of income support.
I'm currently working, so I suppose I'll be paying the full amount.
All right. Once registered, you can pay online, by phone, or in person at the centre. Payment is required in full to confirm your place.
Got it.
What's your full name?
David Kingsley. That's Kingsley.
Thank you. And what's your contact number?
Oh, it's 07438992175.
Got it. And your email address?
d.kingsley88@mailfast.co.uk.
Perfect. Once I enter your details, you'll receive a confirmation email with payment instructions and a link to download the course outline.
Excellent.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Can I also take your home address for our records?
Sure. It's flat 357 Alderwood Road, Greystone, and the postcode is GR42NL.
Thank you. Do you plan to drive or take public transport?
I'll be cycling, actually. Is there bike parking at the center?
Yes, we have a secure bike rack outside the main entrance. You'll just need to bring your own lock.
No problem.
On the first day, we ask participants to arrive around 15 minutes early to get set up, especially if it's your first time. The instructor will give a short orientation before class begins.
I'll make sure to be there on time.
Please bring a reusable container in case you'd like to take leftovers home. And don't forget comfortable shoes. You'll be on your feet quite a bit.
Good to know. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Finally, would you like to receive our monthly newsletter? We share recipes, course updates, and early booking discounts.
Yes, definitely.
Great. You'll start receiving emails at the beginning of each month. If you ever want to unsubscribe, there's a link in the footer of the email.
Sounds good.
That's all I need from you today, David. Once your payment is received, you'll get full confirmation.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your help, Natalie.
You're very welcome. We'll see you on the 12th.
Looking forward to it. Bye.
Bye.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Part 2. You will hear a volunteer program manager at Meadowlands Urban Farm briefing a new group of volunteers. First, you have some time to read questions 11 to 14. Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Meadowlands Urban Farm. My name is Daniel Hayes, and I'm the Volunteer Program Manager. We're really pleased you've decided to join us, and this session will give you a clear idea of what we do and how you'll contribute over the next few weeks. Let me start with a bit of history. Meadowlands was established in 2009 as a grassroots project. Back then, this land was a derelict area beside the canal filled with rubbish and weeds. But thanks to a passionate group of local residents and support from environmental charities, it was turned into a productive urban farm that serves both ecological and social purposes. Today, the farm has expanded to include more than 30 vegetable beds, a greenhouse, several beehives, and a small orchard. Our fresh produce goes directly to 6 local schools, where it's used in canteens and food education programs. We also run a farm shop 3 days a week, selling fruit, vegetables, honey and herbs to the general public. Volunteers like yourselves play an essential role in helping us meet these goals. Without you, we simply wouldn't have the capacity to keep the place running as smoothly as it does. So let me briefly outline the areas where you might be working. Firstly, crop production. This involves planting, watering, weeding and harvesting. It's physical work, but it's also one of the most rewarding roles, especially when you see the crops come full circle. Secondly, you might be placed in the farm shop, where you'll be handling produce, interacting with customers and taking payments. It's a great role if you enjoy talking to people and sharing our values. And finally, we have our education program. If you're assigned here, you'll help deliver sessions to school groups, mostly during term time. Activities could include seed planting workshops, composting demos, or even running storytelling corners for young children. Most volunteers commit to 1 or 2 shifts a week, each lasting around 4 hours. For those on our summer program, we ask for a minimum commitment of 6 weeks. This helps us plan rotas and gives you enough time to settle into your role. As for clothing, there's no formal uniform, but we ask that you wear comfortable clothes suitable for gardening. That means closed-toe shoes, something you don't mind getting dirty, and a hat or raincoat, depending on the weather. Gloves and tools will be provided. Before we move on, I'd like to thank each of you again for joining. Now let's look at some of the broader trends we've seen in urban agriculture recently.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Earlier this year, we conducted a survey among over 200 visitors and volunteers.
We wanted to find out how people felt about different urban farming innovations and trends, and how these ideas could shape our own development here at Meadowlands. The first topic we explored was hydroponic farming. This is a soil-free method that uses water solutions to grow plants. While some people saw it as efficient and environmentally friendly, others said they were actually disappointed when visiting farms that only used hydroponics. They felt the experience was too clinical and lacked the sensory appeal of working with real soil and plants. Next, we asked about seed-sharing initiatives. These allow individuals to swap seeds and help preserve biodiversity. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Participants described it as an affordable, community-driven practice that introduced them to new plant varieties and encouraged experimentation. Many saw it as a vital part of sustainable urban gardening. We also asked people how they felt about the costs involved in organic certification. It turns out that although the label organic carries a lot of trust and value, respondents were concerned that small farms often couldn't afford the expensive paperwork and inspections required. Some even said they trusted farms based on their practices, not their labels. Another area of interest was children's gardening programs. The support for these was nearly unanimous. People praised the way these programs help kids develop a sense of responsibility, teamwork, and environmental awareness. Several respondents also noted that the hands-on nature of gardening complements classroom education beautifully. Finally, we explored opinions about charging entry fees to community farms. While a portion of visitors said small fees were acceptable, especially to support maintenance, others felt strongly that access should be free, particularly for low-income families. The general consensus was that if fees are introduced, farms should still offer free entry days or discounts to ensure inclusivity. Thank you all for listening. After this session, we'll divide into teams for your site tour and role introductions. Don't worry, you won't be expected to remember everything today. You'll receive a volunteer handbook and have plenty of support as you get started. We're thrilled to have you with us for the new season at Meadowlands Urban Farm.
That is the end of the part 2. You have half a minute to check your answers. Part 3. You will hear two students, Lena and Tom, discussing their joint business studies presentation on consumer behavior and advertising. First, you now have some time to read questions 21 to 25. Now listen and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hey Tom, have you got a moment to talk about our business presentation?
Absolutely, I was actually hoping we could clarify a few things today. We've got the presentation next Friday, and I feel like we haven't locked everything down yet.
Yeah, I agree. So I was thinking, let's focus on how advertising strategies influence consumer purchasing decisions, particularly among younger demographics.
That works. Are you thinking we focus on any specific kind of advertising like traditional media or online?
Good question. I think if we try to cover everything, we'll end up being too broad. So maybe concentrate on digital marketing, especially social media ads and influencer endorsements.
Great. That's super relevant, especially for Gen Z. There's a ton of material on how these platforms shape shopping habits. And honestly, we could even reference our own experiences.
True. Let's make it relatable.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to read questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Now, how should we divide it? I could talk about the psychological aspects, like the sense of urgency created by flash sales or limited time offers.
Sounds good. I can take on the data-driven side, stuff like click-through rates, targeting algorithms, and A/B testing.
Perfect. We'll need some visuals too. Maybe graphs showing the increase in online ad spending over the past decade?
I can pull that data from the Statista database. Also, maybe we include a short case study, like how a company successfully used TikTok marketing to boost sales.
Love that. Let's use Gymshark. They've done amazing things with influencer partnerships. Their sales have exploded in the last few years.
Great. I'll look into that and start compiling a few numbers. Oh, do we want to include consumer feedback? Maybe a mini survey?
That would be ideal, but I'm worried about time. We only have 10 minutes for the presentation and maybe 1 week to prepare.
Fair. Let's stick to secondary research. There are studies that already explore public responses to these marketing tactics.
Okay.
So we'll include a brief intro on advertising evolution, a social media strategy breakdown, psychological triggers, analytics and performance metrics, and a case study. That's 5 sections. Should we each do 2, then co-present the case study at the end?
Yeah, I like that. I'll handle the intro and the psychological triggers. You take the analytics and historical context?
Done. We can both discuss the Gymshark case. For the slides, should we keep it minimal?
Definitely. No walls of text, just bullet points and visual aids. Maybe 8 slides total.
Works for me. I'll start designing the slides tonight. Do you want to write the script together or just speak naturally?
Let's outline the points but speak freely. It'll sound more confident and engaging. We don't want to miss anything.
Smart. I remember they mark based on content clarity, delivery, structure, and visuals.
Yep, and engagement. So maybe we can start the talk by asking the audience a quick question, like, who here has bought something after seeing it online?
Great idea. Gets them involved right away.
I think we're in good shape now.
Me too. Let's stay on track and aim to have a draft by Tuesday night.
Deal. I'll message you as soon as my sections are done.
That is the end of the part 3. Now you have 30 seconds to check your answers. Part 4. You will hear a seminar about the evolution of human language. First, you have some time to read questions 31 to 40. Listen and answer question 31 to 40.
Good afternoon, everyone. In today's lecture, we'll be discussing the evolution of human language, one of the most fascinating and complex aspects of human development. Language is a unique trait that distinguishes us from all other species. It's not just a tool for communication, it's also central to our culture, identity, and ability to collaborate across generations. Let's begin by looking at what language is. At its core, language is a system of symbols, words, sounds, gestures that represent ideas and allow people to share meaning. What makes human language unique is its productivity. That is, our ability to generate an infinite number of new sentences from a limited set of rules and vocabulary. Animals may have vocalizations or signals, but none exhibit this level of flexibility and structure. The question of how language evolved has puzzled scientists for centuries. One theory, known as the continuity hypothesis, suggests that language developed gradually from the communication systems of our primate ancestors. Supporters of this view argue that features such as gesture, facial expression, and vocal sounds became more sophisticated over time. However, the discontinuity hypothesis claims that language appeared relatively suddenly due to a genetic mutation or brain restructuring, creating entirely new cognitive abilities. Archaeological evidence plays an important role in this debate. The appearance of symbolic objects, like cave paintings, ornaments, and carvings, suggests that early humans were capable of abstract thought and shared meaning. These artifacts, some dating back over 70,000 years, are often seen as indirect evidence of early language use. While we can't recover ancient spoken words, such symbolic behavior indicates cognitive complexity and possibly even storytelling. A key development in the evolution of language was the enlargement of the human brain, particularly the neocortex, which is responsible for higher-order thinking. The Broca's area and Wernicke's area, two regions in the brain associated with speech production and comprehension, are significantly more developed in humans than in other primates. This suggests that our brains are, biologically wired for language. Another interesting aspect is the relationship between language and social cooperation. Many researchers believe that language evolved not just for survival, but to strengthen social bonds. Being able to convey information about food sources, dangers, or social rules would have given early humans an advantage. Some have even argued that gossip, the casual exchange of information, played a role in building trust and maintaining group cohesion. Let's now turn to the diversity of languages. Today there are over 7,000 spoken languages worldwide. They vary significantly in terms of sounds, grammar, and vocabulary, yet all share the same basic structural principles. This suggests a universal grammar, a concept proposed by linguist Noam Chomsky, which argues that all human languages are built upon a common set of rules, hardwired into the brain. Despite this diversity, many languages are now endangered. Globalization, urbanization, and mass media have led to the dominance of a few major languages like English, Mandarin, and Spanish. As communities shift to more globally dominant languages, smaller ones are increasingly at risk of disappearing. In fact, it's estimated that nearly half of the world's languages could vanish by the end of this century. This loss is not just linguistic. It represents the disappearance of unique ways of seeing and understanding the world. Writing, which is a relatively recent development, further transformed language. The first known writing systems appeared around 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia and Egypt. These early scripts allowed for the recording of history, laws, and literature, and they helped standardize language. With writing came the ability to store and transmit knowledge across time and space, accelerating the growth of civilizations. In the modern era, the study of language continues to evolve. Fields like neurolinguistics, psycholinguistics, and computational linguistics examine language from biological, psychological, and technological perspectives. For instance, researchers are exploring how artificial intelligence can understand and produce language, as seen in the development of chatbots, voice assistants, and language translation software. Now, I will summarize everything again. The evolution of human language is a complex interplay of biology, culture, and social need. From its mysterious origins to its modern-day applications in technology and communication, language remains one of humanity's most remarkable achievements. In our next lecture, we'll explore how children acquire language and what it reveals about the human mind.
That is the end of the part 4. You have now 30 seconds to check your answers. You have now 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet.